Good morning, dear students. Hello, grade 7. Today our lesson is about chemical changes and physical changes. Previously, we talked about the chemical and physical property, and we said that the chemical property is describing how the substance can form a new substance, and it can be identified by changes that you can see it or that produced. So if you've noticed that the matter itself or the substance changed, so this is we are describing the chemical property of this thing. While the chemical change is the change of one substance into another. So if you start with a new substance and after the change you find it become another one, so this is a chemical change. While we said that the physical change, it doesn't change the substance itself or the identity of the substance itself. Okay, so let's move to see the difference between them. The chemical property is common because we said it's related to the identity of the matter itself. Examples of the chemical reaction as if it's react with any of these. If it's react with the air, the oxygen, which is part of the air, reactive with water, and we notice that the chemical property are not easy to observe. Unlike the physical one, you can easily observe it. Sign of chemical change, these some signs or some evidence you can see them through this as a production of an odor, like when the egg rots, it become a sulfur smell, so you can hear it fell, or you can smell the smell of H2S, which is a sulfur gas, and it has a very bad smell. So production of odor is a sign of a chemical change. Or lightning produce a fresh and clean smell due to the reaction with the oxygen into the atmosphere. Change in temperature too. It could be an exothermal reaction or an endothermal reaction. What's this mean? The exothermal reaction is the energy that's released and surrounding the area of the reaction. So sometimes after the reaction, you will feel the heat. So this is because of the reaction is exothermal. The thermal energy is produced, like the rusting of the iron. While the endothermic reaction, after the reaction, if you hold the substance or the cup or whatever, you will feel it cold because it absorb heat, the temperature decreases, and these reactions, so we call this endothermal reaction. So energy is absorbed and surrounded the area of the reaction. Another sign is a change in color. Maybe you are putting two different color and you find them form a new color. So like the fruit ripping, the green tomato to red tomato, this is an evidence of the color change, so this is a chemical change. And also the rust. Another sign also is forming of bubbles. When you put two different material together, you will find that some bubbles will start to produce, so this is because of a chemical reaction in this. Another thing like the formation of solid or precipitation. The shell of calm and muscles are precipitated, and you can find it because of the chemical change. Also, we can find if we are adding or mixing two substances or two different substances or two different liquids, and we put them together. After a while, you will find some like the solid materials start to form in the bottom of the bottle. So this is, we call this precipitation. So formation of precipitation is another sign of a chemical change. And we have a new one, another slides here. You can see it also as a conclusion of these evidence. If I see, as I said, if you see a new color appear, so this is a chemical reaction. If you hear the sound, or if you see the light, or if you feel the heat produced from this, so this is a sign of the chemical change. If we add two substances together and after a while you find some bubbles is produced, bubbles of gas is formed, so this is also another sign. Or if you smell a new odor, also it will be a chemical change. And also, as I said, as a precipitation, when you add two liquids, for example, and you found that a solid material start to precipitate in the bottom, so this is a chemical change. And also, if you burn something, you cannot easily make it be reversed again, or this is irreversible to return again to the first state. So this is also an evidence of the chemical change. And reaction with acid. If we add the vinegar to the baking soda, you will see some carbon dioxide released, so this is an evidence. And the reaction with air or the oxygen as the rust. When the iron reacts with oxygen, it forms rust. This is another one. The reaction of electricity with the silver plating the plugs. With time, you will find it corrode. This is because of the reaction which is occurred because of the electricity. So this is also another sign of the chemical change. The reaction between substances, maybe two substances will react together to form a new substance, like the sodium and chloride. They can form salt. Like the silver, if it reacts with the sulfur which exists in the atmosphere or in the air, you will find that the silver turns to become tarnished. This is and form a dark color. This is because of the chemical change. Other examples for the chemical change is like the wood burning, metal rusting, food digestion, or gasoline burning, and chemical or cake baking. So let's see here if this is a physical or a chemical change. If I said the water evaporates from the ocean, you will notice that the water is changed to another substance, or still water but in another form. Yes, it will still water as a water vapor, but it's still water, so I will consider this as a physical change, not a chemical one. If I had the yolk of an egg which contains sulfur, causes the tarnish to form on the silver. So when it reacts the yolk with the silver, it make it tarnish. So this is a chemical reaction or change. The ice on the lake melt to become water in the lake. So when the ice melts, it's still water as it is. So I cannot consider this as a chemical one. It's only physical change because it changed from state to another, but the matter stay as it is. If I put the coal on the fire, it turned to ashes after several hours. So I will consider this as a physical or a chemical. Yes, excellent. It will be chemical because we cannot turn back the ashes again to the first state. So this is a chemical change. A pencil is sharpened in the pencil sharpener. This is leaving behind the shaving. So if I am sharp a pencil, do you think the pencil changed to another thing? To pen or something else? No, you just change the shape of it, so I will consider this as a physical change. A battery makes electricity to turn on a flashlight, so this is a chemical or physical. We previously said that if you find heat or light or sound produced, so this is a sign of a chemical reaction or a chemical change. So when we turn the battery on, you can see the light, so this is a chemical change which occur in the batteries of the flashlight. A bicycle rusts when left in the rain. You find that the bicycle changed, the color of it changed and rusted. Once you hear the rust, you must know that this is a chemical change. And if I put a shirt accidentally torn in the washing machine, this will be a chemical or physical. Yes, it will be physical because the shirt still shirt, it doesn't change. So here only it turned or tears or cutted, so this is considered as a physical one. A log is split in two halves by an axe. So when this man started to split this log, he make it split into two halves. So this is a physical or a chemical? Yes, it's physical because the wood or the log did not change to any another substance. So thank you for watching the video and take care and stay safe, please. Thank you so much.